Okay, so Carlene, we can start right now, and as people come on, they can just join on. So if you could start
Carlene,
recording.
it's Nadine.
Oh, it's Nadine. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was
I've
Carlene
started it
tonight.
already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is now 7:41, and we're starting our meeting, calling it to order. Um, can those who are online right now just say your name, and if you are a member of the committee or the board?
Perform at the upcoming Southwest Propane Gas Trade Show and Conference.
Starting with Hermania. I see Hermania.
Sincerely, Charlie Portner, President.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you state your name and for the
Oh.
record?
Armenia Brown, board member and member of community board, housing committee.
Yeah. Next, LaShawn. Hello. Can you state your name for the record? Am I on? I don't know if she hears me. We'll go to the next person, Mary. Can you state your name for the record? I think it's me. What is wrong with this computer? Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So my computer was frozen again. Okay, it's her audio. Okay, well, she's LaShawn Freeman. That's fine. Next, Mary. Can you state your name for the record?
Mary Bell Downs. Mary Bell Downs.
Thank you. And you member of the board and committee?
Committee member.
Thank you.
Board member.
Noreen? Thank you. Noreen?
Hi, I'm Noreen George. This is my first time at the meeting.
Oh, thank you. Welcome. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
More to
Welcome,
marry.
Noreen.
Thank you.
And we also have on the line our guest speakers, Miss Stacy Powell and Miss Kiara Solomon. And since we don't have a quorum just yet, we're going to give people time to get on. We're going to go straight into the speakers so that this way we can get this information on the record for us. Thank you so much, Miss Kiara Solomon, for coming to speak to us, and I will give you the floor.
Hello, my name is Kiara Solomon. I'm here with my colleague Stacy Powell, who will present already your presentation.
Thanks, Kiara. I'm just going to share my screen quickly. If you'll give me the thumbs up that you can all see that. Can everyone see what's on my screen right now?
Yes, Stacy, we can see your screen.
Absolutely perfect. Okay, hi everyone. Good to meet you. My name is Anastasia Powell. I'm a member of the government relations team at New York City Emergency Management. So today I'm going to go over briefly who we are as an agency and how you can actually help us to keep you safe by being prepared for emergencies and disasters. Before that, I'm just going to pop in some links into the chat, which I will reference briefly through the presentation, just so you all have them. Actually, I will do that afterwards. Kiara, would you mind helping me out with that if you can? Moving right into it. So New York City Emergency Managers, we are here to help New Yorkers before, during, and after emergencies through preparedness, like we are here today, and education and response. So the agency is responsible for coordinating citywide emergency planning and response for all types of scales of emergencies. There are a ton of things that people don't really realize happen, and we like to keep it that way, making sure that as much of the emergencies don't actually touch the public as much as we can. So it is staffed by 200 dedicated professionals with a variety of backgrounds and expertise, as well as individuals from other agencies. So we're all here working together to help you all out. So one of New York City Emergency Management's biggest tasks is educating New Yorkers and preparing for all types of disasters. So Ready New York is one of the reasons we're here today. It's the public education campaign of the agency. So this is where New Yorkers can learn about potential hazards and how to prepare for emergencies. So we also have community preparedness, which focuses more on the organizations and how they can build capacity within their communities to prepare to, respond to, and recover from emergencies. I'm sure you all know that emergencies don't affect each community the same way and can have a more impact in one neighborhood versus another. So engaging with these communities to bring as much as we can to the needs of these communities is really important to us. We also have the Community Emergency Response Team volunteers, or CERT. Sorry about that. CERT for anyone who's interested in the citizen responder side of things. So these are volunteers who undergo trainings to provide basic response skills needed for things like fire safety, light search and rescue, community disaster support, medical operations, and traffic control. So we're always looking for volunteers to help. They're usually in a green shirt with a hat and a vest. So you might see some in your neighborhood. And if you do, feel free to ask them how they like it so you can sign up. So today, specifically what I'm going to be going over is the 3 basic steps to preparedness. So we'll be starting with make a plan, gathering supplies, and staying informed. The resource that we dropped into the chat for you is the My Emergency Plan, and parts of what I'll go over today are how to make a plan. Oops. Sorry about that. My transitions played with me. So there's a QR code at the top and the live link there. So if you would like to download it, you can do so from the presentation or from the links in the chat. It is available in 13 languages. We included English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole for you all based on the languages that we surveyed in the community. But if you feel like you would like someone else to have a copy in their native language or just a language they're learning, you can feel free to download them from the Ready New York website. So going down to actually making that plan, we strongly recommend that you start with creating an emergency support network. There are many benefits to having an emergency support network. So you're all a community here. So if you consider people who are part of your daily routine, they're essentially your teammate through an emergency. As we know, stress can cloud your thinking. So if you are not the one focusing in an emergency, just quickly going through a bunch of things, you can have a teammate that can help you out. For example, we'll talk about a go bag later, but while you're grabbing your go bag, someone can be making sure your windows are closed or your pets are secure if you are going to evacuate. So having these emergency contacts, we recommend you have one nearby as well as one outside of the city if possible. We recommend at least 2 people, but if you are fine with having a larger network, whatever supports you. So these can be family members, friends, members of your congregation, people that you are comfortable with. And your emergency contacts should know how to support you through an emergency. So make sure you orient them to any equipment that you have.
All day today, we saw evidence that the grand jury had been.
Sorry, would someone mind muting?
We saw members of Special Counsel Jack Smith's team going into.
Can you mute yourself while you're not talking? Thank you.
Sorry about that. All right, I will just try to talk louder.
Nadine, mute everybody and then just unmute the speaker.
All right, just checking you can all hear me.
What you said, Ms. Fields?
I think you did it.
Did what?
I needed everyone muted because someone was speaking.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know. They must have stopped because I was on mute. So I could check and see if anybody's still open.
That's fine. It's okay now.
I'll mute them.
It's okay now. Miss Kiara is speaking. Go ahead, Miss Kiara.
Okay.
It's actually Stacy, but thank you anyway. So as I was saying, you should have your emergency contacts should be people that you know. And it should be people that you can contact during an emergency. One great reason to have an emergency contact close to you and outside of your immediate zone is that if you need to go to a different place and you're saying, hey, I have to evacuate, can I go to your place? They would already know why and who you are, and you're not just showing up at someone's door randomly. So making sure that you write down any life-saving information, medications, milligrams, any allergies is really important, just so you can take those with you. Having a transportation plan, I'm sure you know, as New Yorkers, the subway and any other transportation might not work on a good day. So making sure that during an emergency, you have alternative ways to get there, especially during hurricanes, heat waves. It's really important that you are able to get to where you need to without having to rely solely on one form of transportation. So another thing is knowing when to go and when to stay. So when you are being told to evacuate or you need to evacuate, you need to pick two places to meet, one close by, one elsewhere. One reason for that is that if the emergency happens to be too close to one, you'll be able to go to the alternative location. We recommend a community center, a library, your local house of worship. My family, we happen to use the mall because we're nearby, and if there's anywhere that has food, it is likely to be there. So planning ahead with that friend that lives elsewhere to be able to go to them if it's possible in emergency. And reasons to evacuate. If your life is in danger, we obviously suggest that you do so. Some indicators of that might be if you smell gas, see smoke, or are aware of a fire, make sure you evacuate and call 911. And practice evacuating. Kids love fire drills and drills of all sorts because it gives them some ownership of the situation. It makes it a lot less scary for them. So if you want to practice that with them regularly, that's a great way to go. Being aware of shelters and shelter spaces is also very important. So if you have to evacuate during a hurricane, you will know your zone, which we'll talk about in a moment, as well as knowing what shelters will take your pets. All shelters are required to take service animals. So just knowing those differences ahead of time and keeping them in your My Plan will help you when you have to run out that door. And I mentioned knowing your zone. So New York City is frequently impacted by coastal storms or hurricanes. So knowing where your zone is will really help you to kind of figure out where you are going if you have to evacuate, especially if you are living on the ground floor, if you have a basement. These are particularly important. I live in zone 6, which means that I am a little less likely to have an extreme flooding event impact me. However, I still need to know my evacuation zone. Things like heavy rain, despite it not flooding, can still impact other services. So if I was told my infrastructure is unsafe and I need to evacuate, I would still know where I'm going. So you would be able to go to the Know Your Zone website that Kiara popped in the chat for you, put in your address, and it will tell you what your zone is, where your evacuation centers are, and if they are accessible for everyone with mobility concerns. I mentioned having a go bag and a stay kit. Go bag we'll go over first. This is what you take with you when you evacuate. Now there are some general items that we recommend for everyone. First aid kit, either digital or hard copies of your emergency documents or important documents, anything that is important to you, as well as identification. I usually recommend a picture of you with your pet because in case they have to shelter elsewhere, you can have proof that this was your person in fur form. Money in small quantities. I'm sure you all know it is very hard when that one gift comes in and it's a beautiful amount, but it cannot break that bill. It's important to have 5s and 20s if possible. Flashlight, batteries, medication. I would also say to have items in your bag that would calm you or a child. Everyone in the household, pets included, need a go bag. So if you can carry it, you should have one. A recommendation that I often have for everybody is if you can lift it, you can carry it. So try not to overpack it so that you are unable to actually lift this go bag. And if the bag is light enough that a book bag wearable child is able to take a bag with them, they should do so too. It doesn't necessarily have to have granola bars, waters. The parent might be able to carry that. But they can carry blankets, stuffed animal, coloring book, things that comfort them that are still light enough to carry. So putting together the stay kit. So this is when we're telling you to shelter in place. I'm not to reference traumatic events, but I'm sure we all remember 2020. We all ran out of toilet paper, random snacks. This would hopefully prevent that. So if you have things, in your supply kit, you would have your similar first aid kit, your batteries, your radio, but then you can also have larger quantities of water. You can have more non-perishable foods. Usually we recommend a higher density nutritional value foods, usually something like canned tuna, if you're able to eat that, or any food that you feel like will stay shelf stable, usually we'll say that. Any dollar stores that are nationally branded are actually legally required to keep certain emergency items at a lower cost at all times during the year. So like Dollar Tree, they try very hard to keep batteries at a low price, flashlights at a low price, so that it doesn't actually have to cost anyone a very high amount to be prepared for an emergency. And to make sure you have the proper messaging of whether or not to go or stay, we have a handy dandy app, Notify NYC. It's a free opt-in service. You can just join, get the app on your phone or sign up online for text messages or emails. It does also come in 13 languages, and the notification types are here. We've included the QR codes for you as well as the link. If you want to look at a specific language, you can follow us on Twitter by using the example here. But our emergency alerts go out for absolutely everything if it's relevant to you. We'll probably have it for the specific zip code that you are looking for. If you want it for the whole city, you can set it for that. You can also set it for your zip code. I set it for multiple, for example, because I have people who don't live in my area but still are in New York City that I might want to keep an eye out for what's going on around them. And as always, we are here to help you. So if you would like to provide feedback of our presentation tonight, feel free to do so. And if you would like any further presentations or anything that we can help you navigate, feel free to send us an email, readynewyork@oem.nyc.gov. And that is it for me. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm just going to stop sharing, but I'm here to take any questions.
Do we have any questions for Ms. Stacy? Just raise your hand. Anyone?
I like to believe that's just a really good review, super thorough, nobody has any questions. Deflect with humor. All right, well, if you think of any, feel free to send us an email or request another presentation. We'll be happy to stop by again.
Thank you so much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. We always like to have as many people as we can to give us good information so that we can function properly as a community. So thank you so much for coming out tonight. I appreciate you giving us your time.
No
I'd
problem.
also
Thank you so much.
add one more thing. If you guys are having any summer events, feel free to reach out to us. We can send material and do tabling events as well, so that all members of the community can have access to this.
Yes, it would be nice if you can come out to our housing fair on the 17th table. We can give out some of your flyers and stuff, your prepared material if you're available. Just putting that out there.
Great. If you can email me that information, we can work on a plan.
Thank you. I will. I'll send it to you in the email after we're through here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. So since no one has any questions for our speakers, and we don't have a quorum for minutes, I guess we can go on to if anyone has any new business they want to bring to the floor. We had a few more people join us on the call. If you want to introduce yourself, That would be great. Who's on the phone? So you can have it for the record. Person on the phone. We only have one person on the phone. Hello. Guess we're not gonna get them. Okay. So no one wants to bring any new business. Okay. Do we have any old business you want to bring to the floor? Anything bothering you in the community you want to bring up? No. Okay. Well, like I mentioned earlier, I want to bring up something. The housing fair. We're going to do it again this year, as we already know. Some of you who've been coming to the meeting. It's going to be on the 17th, and I can use the help on the day to make sure that everything goes smoothly. The giveaways and everything has already been made. I mean, brought to the office. It's been purchased. And we do have some T-shirts, so I would need to know your size of the T-shirt so that you can you have a shirt to wear when you're there. I arranged for the police to bring their fire rock climbing wall, because what I want to try to do for the day is not just have people come by and get flyers, whatever, from the people, then leave. I wanted to try and do more of a camaraderie thing where people can stay and converse with each other, whatever. So I'm trying to have other activities there for them to bring, and they can bring their kids with them. So this way they can stay around in the park and socialize with each other. So it would be nice if anyone who's available can help out. So if you are available, send an email to the box, the housing committee email at cb17housingcommittee@gmail.com to let me know if you'll be able to come. Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you, Ms. Freeman. Email so I can have your information. Or, you know what, let me write out our email in the chat so you can have it, because the more help, the better. Because CB17 housing TOMITTE@gmail.com. So this way, we can have more people socializing with each other and getting to know each other, because too many of us have neighbors that we don't know. And it would be better if we can, have more events where we can come together and share information and knowledge and just socialize. So if you're available, please come on out. And if you're not available to help, so at least come out and see what's going on and check it out. And if no one else has any business that they want to bring to the floor, then can someone make
Question, please.
Yes, please. Yes.
Again, Noreen George, this is my first time. You were given the housing committee email and you
Yes.
mentioned about the fair. What day is that,
Yes.
please?
That's going to be on June 17. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m.
And where is that located, please?
at Pattergate Park.
Pardon?
Pattergate Park is right across the street from our community board office. There's a park right across the street. It's going to be in there.
You mean the park by Albany?
It's on between Albany and Forster Avenue. I mean, it's Albany and 40th Street is between by Farragut.
Okay, and that's on the 17th.
Yes.
Can you give me the email address again, please?
Yes, it's CB17 Housing Committee.
17 Housing.
Committee
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Yes, and if you're going to come, also in the email, send your shirt size so I can make sure I have your size.
T-shirt size.
Yes.
Okay. I will. Thank you.
Thank you. So if there's no more questions for anyone else then can someone bring a motion to adjourn?
Miss Phil,
Yes.
this is Miss Brown.
Hi, Ms. Brown.
Is that weekend is Father's Day?
Yes, the next day is Father's Day. Sunday is Father's Day and Saturday is our fair.
Oh. I have a little problem there. Okay.
Okay.
We have the minutes. We have the
Miss
minutes.
the solicitor, Miss Freeman, email for save the date was sent out and some time ago, and another flyer is going to be sent out with all the other additional information, like with some of the people who's going to be there and stuff like that will be sent out probably tomorrow. I'm still trying to finish it because we ran into a few issues, but I'm working on it. And there's no other questions. Then someone can bring up motion to adjourn. And someone please bring a motion to adjourn for the record. Someone please, anyone? Okay, so Ms. Freeman in the chat bringing a motion to adjourn. Does anyone want to second it, please?
Downs. Downs. Bell Downs.
Ms. Downs, second the motion. So the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you so much for coming into the tonight for the meeting. I appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see all of you on Saturday the 17th. It will be great. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Ms. Fields, the meeting is over. Yep. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.